So in this first episode of Comander Rants, I'm going to be doing a little rant about the new Fantastic Four movie. Yeah, Fantastic Four. I don't think they'll ever be able to make a good Fantastic Four movie. Like, ever. Every single one that I've seen, it's been crap. And it really disappoints me because, come on, I mean, it's a Marvel. It's a Marvel movie, and it's not up to par. I don't think it's up to snuff at all. I mean, you look at the Avengers 2, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, great movies. They had a good balance of action, a little humor, but Fantastic Four, awkward dialogue, like no real humor at all in the movie, and it's just stupid. Like, come on. I mean, I was kind of one of those kids who got into the comic book scene a little bit later in my life, like probably around when I was in 8th grade, or slash freshman year. I really got into the comic books, and I would spend a lot of time on the Marvel wiki page just reading about all the different heroes and stuff, and so I could get a feel for the old comics and the newer comics that were coming out. And Fantastic Four, they're a great group of superheroes. I mean, I do think Mr. Fantastic's power is a little weird, but I feel like they could have really done a good movie for once. They had the possibility of making a great Fantastic Four movie, but no, they didn't. They totally failed. Their thought was, well, all superhero movies are selling now, so let's just throw some superheroes in there, an iconic one that people know, and let's just pass it off as, oh, it's a super movie, people will come and watch. And no. People came and watched and came back and told their friends, don't go to this piece of crap. It's not worth the money that you spend to go see it. And I made the mistake of, I wasn't on the internet at all when this was coming out, so I didn't hear anything about it. And I went there, watched it, and I was like, wow, this sucks. And obviously, as you can tell, it upset me quite a bit. I feel like this movie, there was just some things that you don't change from the comics to the film, to the big screen. For one, I know I'll probably get a lot of hate for this, but Johnny Storm was white, along with Susan Storm, and I wouldn't totally have gotten kind of mad at that if they had addressed the whole why Susan is white and why Johnny is black a little bit better, because the dialogue for that is like Reed Richards talking to Susan like, hey, are you adopted? And she's like, yeah. I feel like that's kind of just a poor way to address that. They could have totally gone into like a little bit more backstory and maybe like, well, this is the reason why, or maybe it was, she's actually part of a mixed racial household or something like that. I don't know. I just feel like they didn't do a good job of addressing that. And it also made me mad, spoiler alert, how Dr. Doom was killed off right so quickly in this movie. Like, Dr. Doom is one of the coolest supervillains ever. I don't know how many times he's came up and he's screwed with the Fantastic Four, he's screwed with the Avengers, he's screwed with everybody. I mean, like, other villains. But this one, it's like, hey, we came back to this dimension and here's Dr. Doom with a cloak. How did he get the damn cloak in the first place? Like, where did he just find a cloak? He's on an alien world in some other dimension and he just has a cloak? Like, what the heck? You know, that really was like, what? But, you know, I liked how his suit was, like, fused to him, and it's like, that's kind of how it was with some of the comics. I think that was, you know, I think it had a lot of potential right there. But then he comes back to Earth, and he's just like, kill everybody, make a black hole, jump through it, go to the other dimension. And then how he gets killed, spoiler alert, is he gets pushed into his own, like, black hole that he just created, like, by himself. And he has all this infinite, like, cosmic power, and then that's how he dies? Like, don't you think if you had just made this awesome cosmic connection between two dimensions that you would have some sort of control over that instead of just, oh, I died, I fell into it because I didn't make a fail-safe. Like, no, pretty sure that wouldn't have happened. Yeah, and then another thing I was disappointed with this movie was most of the recent Marvel movies, they've had a little bit of a teaser after the credits, like, hey, this is what we do with the next movie, but no, they had nothing. At the end of this one, it just ended. There was nothing, which was really disappointing, and especially with also the other new Marvel movies, they've had connections between, like, the Avengers, with Ant-Man, and there's always, like, sort of a mention of of all the different superheroes in the Marvel Universe. But with this one, no mention of the Avengers, no mention of any other superheroes out there, no mention of what happened in New York with the first Avengers, or even what happened in Eastern Europe in the second Avengers. You know, there's no mention of that. And I would have thought that with the whole interdimensional travel, they would have mentioned something about the alien invasion in the first Avengers, because they basically used the same thing that they used when they went to the same thing that they used to go to the other dimension as what the aliens used in the first Avengers movie. But no, there's no mention of that. Yeah, I think it... So, all in all, it was a poor movie. Very poor movie. Could have been way better. Way better. If I were to remake it, you know, I probably would have not done what they did. Let's just say that. I would have just... I don't know. I don't think there'll ever be a good Fantastic Four movie. And that's what I have to say about it. Yeah. So thank you for watching this first episode of Comander Rants, and if you liked it, give me a little thumbs up, and if you really liked it and you want to see more, please subscribe, and please leave some comments down there in the bottom for another one of my rants, so I can know what you want me to talk about next time. So this is the Commander signing off.